Yeah, for sure. Hi guys. How's your convention been?
Great.
Good. So I just got here last night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you've had the best convention so far.
Yeah. I took the train. We left LA at 10:30. I think we got in at 2. It was intense.
Well, with the reveal of like Charles looking at the FBI, Allison Mull, Chad McAvoy's coming back. Clearly the farm is not done. What can you tell us about that?
I can tell you that episode 3 is kind of our big farm episode, and I think it brings that story, or at least this chapter of that story, to a close. It's really, most of this season is going to be a lot more kind of based at the high school because it's their last year of high school. It's going to be a little bit more telling character stories. And stuff like that, with the exception of episode 3, which is a huge, it's like Dog Day Afternoon. It's a huge kind of action movie. I mean, that's just what it is. It's insane. So it's really, really fun with Betty trying to get her mom out of the farm once and for all. But besides that episode, it's going to be a little bit quieter. It's going to be. I'm excited about it. Bittersweet. It's their last. I mean, this is it. It's this year we do high school, or that's it. We don't do high school. Yeah.
The last year of high school is so much about making plans for what comes next. So for you guys as writers, just how much of that do you have, like that jump from high school to whatever's next?
Yeah, it's a really good question. We have started to have that conversation with everyone about what, like for instance, the show's called Riverdale. Can the show called Riverdale reset to another town or city? Can we really send the kids to separate places? I think it's also a cheat if they all stay and go to Riverdale
community college.
So it's a challenge. We've started talking about it. We have some ideas, still pretty preliminary, but it is bittersweet, and they are starting to make plans for the future. And I think, more than anything, there's an awareness that this is going to be the last prom. This is going to be the last musical. This is going to be the last football season. And so we're really embracing that. Like, for instance, Archie hasn't played football, and since ever. Since ever. I think he's episode 2 of season 2, and that was such a big part of his life. So we're telling football stories. And a lot more friendship stories. Episode 2 has a really wonderful Betty Kevin story, and they were best friends in the pilot. They were like, he used to hang out at her house all the time. So I'm excited about doing that. It's been really nice.
Can you talk a little bit about just filming In Memoriam? Coming back and starting with that.
Yeah.
Kind of leaving it as a celebration of Luke and Fred.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, it's the first episode back is basically a standalone episode. It's set on July 4th in Riverdale, and obviously it's a tribute to Luke. It's a tribute to the character of Fred. We had the table read, I guess now 2 weeks ago, and I've been in television working in television probably 12 or 13 years. I'd never experienced a table read like that. It was the first time that all of us were in one room, sitting around a table like this, kind of talking about it. The day after, we shut down production the days after Luke passed, and then the day we resumed production, we had 2 stages going, and Cammie and KJ were on one stage, and Lily was actually, she was shooting all that stuff where the Black Hood was chasing her in the high school. But we didn't, so we were all kind of a little bit scattered. I think everyone was there, but we weren't together as kind of a big group. And we all came together, and a lot of us started crying. It was really emotional. And I wasn't up in Vancouver for all of the shooting, but I know that it was hard. But I've seen the footage, and it's wonderful. I think it'll be I hope it will be a real tribute and honor to Luke. That's the goal.
You briefly teased the musical. Is there anything you can tell us about what we can expect?
No. I mean, we want to do it, but it's what I always say, which is like, you know, I have no idea what the musical is because I don't know where we'll be story-wise around episode 16 or 17. And you know, it's like got to be the right musical that we can get the rights to, that have songs that make sense for the kids, that kind of fit in with whatever story we're doing. But we really want to do it. I think it's become kind of a little bit of a tradition.
Do you have like a wish list item, like one that you'd love to do?
No, I have tons of musicals that I love, but I you know, like for instance, Cammie just jokingly said Sweeney Todd. I love Sweeney Todd. I think Peter Roth and Mark Pedowitz would say, really, Sweeney Todd? No, you know, but there's lots of high school musicals out there that I think could be really
High School Musical.
high school musical. Mean Girls is on Broadway. You know, Casey Cott just did Tommy, which I love Tommy. That would be amazing. So there's tons of stuff, and we'll be doing musical numbers as our usual throughout the season as well.
Are we gonna find out what happened to Penelope?
Yes, you will find out what happened. She escaped into the night. Yeah, you will find out. You will find out what happened to Penelope.
What can you tease about Jughead's beanie and that flash forward?
Yeah, so that flash forward, the first half of the season will be building up to the night that Jughead's beanie was burned, and throughout that we're going to be seeing flash forwards in every episode that kind of like fill in the story. And then there will be that night, and then it will be, for the second half of the season, we'll be kind of playing the fallout from that night. So it's a different way for us to tell a mystery, and I'm really, really excited about it.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.